What's up, guys? I am bringing you part two of the Neo Cyber Aim Guide. In this part, we will be having two separate mini parts to cover the dynamic wave carrier type, dynamic wave type, and the dynamic wave carrier, along with their strength values. So I'll jump right into it. Your dynamic wave, you can think of it as a wavelength frequency, or the technical term, which is the modulation, which basically is a way to express the original signal multiplication by another signal or a periodic signal, which is why I say a wavelength frequency, relaying out and back to itself. So we'll go through the different types of dynamic wave. We have the regular, random speed, tonal speed, random strength, tonal strength, your stochastic wave, and your synchronized wave, which is also known as tonal wave. So we'll start with the random. Not random. We'll start with the regular. My bad. Your regular wave type is going to only use your max speed and your max strength. It's going to stay steady. It's not going to fluctuate over a period of time, which, let me note, the speed is already optimized within this script to each wave type. So just know your regular is going to keep that max speed and your max strength, which is here. Won't fluctuate. Your max strength will always be used at 12 when you're picking regular wave. Now, I'll go over to random speed. Your random speed wave is going to basically use the max value of your strength. So you've seen it was 12, so the max value of 12 would be used in random speed, but your speed will fluctuate back and forth very randomly between the minimum and the max that's already optimized within the script. Your tonal speed, which is one of my favorites for multiplayer and close combat, again, your max value for your strength is going to be used, but your speed will vary from minimum to max. And also, it's like a C-spire, or basically like a tunnel effect, like you're focusing on something straight ahead within that sight of vision. That is your tunnel speed. Oops, sorry about that. Now, your tunnel strength, or random strength, my bad. Your random strength, your max value for speed is going to be used. So let's just say the max value that's optimized is 12. The net speed is going to stay at 12. Now your strength is going to vary. As you see, we had a max of 12, a minimum of 6. So what that's saying is your strength is going to vary between certain times. It might be at 12. Other times it might be at 6, somewhere in between. With random strengths, I still would stick to multiplayer as well. It's OP for close range or close combat fights, gunfights. But we'll move on. I'll get into that a little later. Your tunnel strength. Now remember, this is like a C-spire or the tunnel effect. Imagine you going through like an underpass or whatever it is, and it's just straight ahead. Now with tunnel strength, your max speed is going to be used, and you probably guessed it, your strength is going to vary from min to max. So at 12 to 6, or if you got 22 and 10, just know your max will be used and your min will both be used within tunnel strength, and it will vary back and forth between 12 and 6, depending on whatever type of gunfight you're in, and it does it randomly. Just keep that in mind. But we'll move on to the next, which is, again, one of my personal favorites, stochastic wave. Now, your stochastic wave, your strength and your speed are going to vary. So both of them are going to fluctuate between the max and min, kind of randomly actually. So just know when you're using stochastic, it's a combination of the strength and the speed, and it's going to modulate between your max value of 12 or 15 and your minimum value of 6 or 8, whichever one you have selected. Now, for the last one, which is synchronized. So synchronized is basically your tonal wave. It's like tonal strength and tonal speed, but it's more so locked in, a little more constant with the values you're using. Tonal strength, of course, your speed is going to fluctuate. Tonal speed, your strength is going to fluctuate. Well, with synchronized, or aka tonal wave, both will fluctuate. Kind of like stochastic, but this is more of your tonal effect with your variations of your max and your min. So just keep that in mind. Now, I'll go back over to tell you guys which situations or modes I've personally found these to be good in. Regular works great for Warzone. It actually works better for Cold War due to how the gaming engine is set up. And that constant value, the constant max value, works great when you're going with your AA and your gunfights, either in multiplayer, dirty bomb, or zombies. Random speed, Warzone, or Cold War. This is a multiplayer OP AA. Close range, mid range, which most of your battles are going to be in anyway. Random speed is the way to go. Also, random speed is a great modulation for hip fire. As you see, the closer you'll get, you'll feel how strong it is, even from your hip fire range. Not even ADSing, you'll still be able to hit headshots, chest shots, insta kills, all the works. Now, tonal speed. Tonal speed actually works better for Warzone, Modern Warfare. I found it to be pretty great in the modes gunfight. It's pretty decent in Warzone, but using tonal speed in Warzone, you'll kind of get a random jolt, and that's because, like I said, your speed is varying from min to max. So at any given time, your speed might kick in, and you might get a sudden pull to the left. 9 times out of 10, it's because you're running the tunnel speed. Again, this is a multiplayer or TDM AA I would use. Random strength. Of course, you guessed it as well. At any given time, that strength can go max or min. This one as well, multiplayer. I really wouldn't take it into anything else besides zombies on Cold War, but definitely a multiplayer killer. Now, your tonal strength. Tonal strength is actually good. I want to say it's good for Warzone, more so Warzone than it is Cold War. Cold War, it tends to make your shots be a little off. Warzone, within your close to mid-range gunfights, tonal speed is pretty strong. Actually, it might be overly strong to where it locks onto the target. If they're within that 50-meter range, just know you're gonna lock on pretty tough. I would definitely use this more so in Warzone than Cold War, and preferably in the BR matches, not multiplayer. Now, stochastic. Stochastic, as I said in my last video, or guide video, this AA is good for all ranges. Close, mid, far. It does not matter. Due to the fact that the speed and the strength are randomly switching between the max and the min, you'll find yourself locking on super tight, somebody that's 5 meters, 10 meters in front of you, or as far as 150 meters out. And that's with the AR. We're not even speaking about snipers. So I honestly use this in Cold War, and I use it in Warzone, any game mode, whether it be BR, zombies, hardcore, ground war. What's the other one? Dirty bomb. I use it within any of those. This is all around AA. Stochastic and random are definitely all around AAs. Now, if you are playing the BR, Synchronized is the way to go. Stochastic and Synchronized. If you're more so of a straightforward shooter, or in line of sight shooter, you want to use tunnel. Because of the fact of once your enemy gets within those parameters of the tunnel AA and it locks onto the bubble, once your first shot hits, the rest of your shots are going to land and follow, regardless if they're going left or right. Once they're stuck in that tunnel, think of it as a trap. Once they're stuck, it's really hard to get out. You literally have to pull yourself out of the AA bubble. But do note, if you start shooting before you're inside the AA bubble, it will kind of forcibly keep you out of the AA bubble to where you would have to guide in or stop shooting, re-ADS, and then shoot with inside the AA bubble. This one is OP in multiplayer, and it's OP in BR and Dirty Bomb. But I honestly would recommend Synchronized for a little more skill-based players, because it is going to take crosshair guidance in order to get inside the AA bubble when you start to get the distance. I know a lot of people like to just ADS and shoot right off the bat, more so than guide their crosshairs, and that could get you in a lot of trouble and cause you to lose a lot of gunfights. All in all, Stochastic, Synchronized, and Regular are probably the top 3 AAs I personally would recommend. Of course, you get in and test and see which ones you like on your own. But I just wanted to go over the wave patterns for you. And in my next part 2 of the video, I will go over the carrier types along with your wave strengths. Appreciate you guys.